Happy holidays, everyone. I hope you guys are having a great time. Well, I'm here today to tell you some very interesting secrets about passing your English test. And I'm going to tell you how more than 1,000 of my students have passed their tests. Let's get us started. This is Ryan. I've been teaching English plus 10 years now, and I have heaps of tips and tricks to help you pass your English test. So, I gotta tell you something. All of these 1,000 plus students who have passed their tests, all of them have some very common characteristics. Number one, almost all of those plus 1,000 students who have passed the test, they have the right attitude towards learning, and they have complete trust in their trainer. So the point is, I have some students coming to me and they're like, my teacher told me this, my teacher told me that, I'm using this, I'm using that. They name 1,000 resources and they're like, I don't know what to do, I'm confused. Of course you are confused. Like you're following everything and nothing at the same time. So if you want to pass that test, stick to one trainer. Well, first of all, do your research, make sure that trainer is qualified, but stick with one trainer and try to follow all the tips and tricks from that trainer. Number two, out of all these plus 1,000 students who have passed the test, I do not remember even a single case that did not have proper planning. You cannot do this test without planning, I tell you. It doesn't matter if you're studying for the IELTS, for the PTE, for Duolingo, for GMAT, GRE, TOEFL, IBT, it really doesn't matter. Whichever the test, you need proper planning and you need to follow that plan. And don't forget, your plan needs to be realistic. I had some students coming to me, they're like, I work full time and I want to study 7 or 8 hours a day. And I was like, all right, when are you going to sleep? When are you going to eat? Don't you need any time to rest? Well, it's not realistic. It definitely is not realistic. So plan realistically based on your life. There is no one-fits-all schedule for everyone out there. No, it's not like that. You need to plan based on your own timetable, based on your own life and your work and your free time. The third characteristic shared among all of those candidates is that all of them had discipline. So the point is, once you have your plan, you need to follow that plan. You cannot just write it on your whiteboard and say like, I want to get there in 2 months. I want to get there in 2 weeks. Well, I wish you could just wake up in the morning and do this and get your desired result, but it doesn't work like that. The point is, if you promise yourself that you're going to study, 2 hours, 3 hours, realistically, just study that. You cannot just study 10 minutes a day and expect to get a good result. Number 4, flexibility. Well, you should know that life does not go as you plan it. Life is out there. People are out there. And a lot of things can happen that are quite out of your control. So you need to be flexible enough. Like you go to work, your colleague says something, you're like, oh, I don't deserve that. Oh, all right. This happens, all right? Just be flexible. You're studying, and for some reason, you cannot study one day. You're like, oh, I didn't study today, so I might as well just forget about it for a whole week. I'll start Monday. I know what to do. Well, that's not a plan. That Monday will never come, all right? So, be resilient, all right? Let's see if I can show that. Yeah, I am showing that one. Be resilient, all right? Don't break. Just continue. So, what comes next? You have a good plan set in place. You have good discipline. Well, you can follow that plan. What do you need to do next? Well, you need to practice. All of those candidates who passed their tests, they had something in common. They practiced, obviously. The point is, you go to the class, all right? You learn a lot of things. You come back home. You talk to yourself. You're like, yeah, I know this stuff. It's easy for me. So it was 2 plus 2, 4. 3 times 2, 6. All right, that's easy for me. I can do it. But let me be honest with you. Let me be brutally honest with you. Your memory, not your memory. Your memory is good. My memory is not superhuman memory. My memory is a very regular human memory. So I tend to forget easily. Therefore, I need to practice. So once you learn something, You need to go back and you need to practice to keep it in your mind. Are you ready for tip number 6? Yes, you are. Here it goes. Don't be afraid to recognize your problems. Don't be afraid to know about your weaknesses. Because if you don't know your weaknesses, how are you going to get rid of those problems? You can't unless you know them. So don't be afraid to find out what your problems are. Let me give you something, a bit of personal memory. So I remember one of my students was practicing and I always asked him, have you done the mock test? Have you done this practice test? And was like, I'm afraid I might lose my self-confidence. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? You're going to lose your confidence after doing a mock test? After doing a practice test? That's not the final test. That's not the final result. So you're going to do that so you know what the problems are, so you work on them. This is what you need to keep in mind. If you don't know what your weaknesses are, how can you get rid of them? So what is the trainer's role at this point? The trainer will give you feedback based on your performance. And once you get your feedback and you work on those, your problems go out. Let's do tip number 7. If you really want to pass that test, you need to have attitude of gratitude. Say what? Attitude of gratitude. You need to be thankful. You need to show appreciation towards whoever is helping you, be it your trainer, the staff, your fellow student, whoever is helping you. Be appreciative of what you're doing so they get more energy, so they are just pumped up, they can help you more. And I'm like, what is this? At least say thank you. Well, that's the easiest thing you can do, right? So, attitude of gratitude. Let people know that you appreciate what they have done for you, so they are motivated to help you more. Number 8, helping others. Well, I can tell you, a large number of those students who passed their test, they had a bit of helping hand. They were helping other students at the same time. They were not the kind of person that is quite selfish, always asking things for themselves. No. Whatever problems our students had, they were out there. They were there to help them. So once you help others, the universe helps you in return. And this is how it goes. Your genuine helping attitude comes back to you and helps you as well, so you can pass that test. Number 9, the students who passed the test, they had laser focus. They were not easily distracted from what they were doing. So sometimes what we do is we're looking for a way to be distracted. We're like, all right, I'm going to study. So you get your coffee and you're 100% ready to begin. And someone outside your house just passing by and you're like, it's like, what? What are you looking for? It's just a person just passing by. Or this one is very, very familiar. You just get into your study mode. You're like, all right, I want to start. After 10 seconds, you have a craving for your phone. Where's my phone? It's missing from my hand. It's like, what? It's just your phone. Put it aside for 2 minutes. Whatever happened to the flight mode? The good old flight mode. Put it on flight mode so no one disturbs you, no one distracts you. And remember, the biggest distraction to you is you. It's not others. And finally, tip number 10. Don't play the blame game. I'm sorry, what? Don't play the blame game. Don't look for people to blame, all right? So the point is, if you fail for some reason, don't look for people to blame. Maybe it's your fault, just 5%. Maybe it is your fault. So the point is, instead of looking for people out there to blame, do a bit of contemplation. Do a bit of self-reflection. See what went wrong and start from there. Get rid of that problem and move towards the goal. So I just mentioned only 10 characteristics. Now what I want you to do, let me know what you think the characteristics must be, or what characteristics the test candidates must have If they want to pass the test, you can just leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe so you get future videos as well. I have heaps of things coming for you to help your learning, to help your English, to help your pronunciation, to help you in your life. I'm kidding, that would be too big of a claim. Thank you so much, my friends, for watching this video, and I really appreciate you taking your time to watch this, and I hope you learned something new. See you in the next video.